muni dawan naimi la saura ailang dusnani mapara daiwanum piranani dia muni dawan naimi la saura ailang dusnani mapara daiwanum piranani dawang jaratak ninggaraman paskra.
Prince Jose Miguel Coleman Henry Clarence, Ambassador of the Miskitu Nation.
Yang Miniba Adrián Padilla,
Comandante en los tiempos 80 y 90, cuando estaban peleando contra los sandinistas.
En nagsayang bilwiwi na ISIS na yang minam Willy Rodolfo Herman. Ser Miskitu se trata de la lengua que nosotros utilizamos. Ser Miskitu es querer a las comunidades, querer las montañas, querer muchas cosas también, querer los árboles también, y cuidamos nuestra fauna y flora. Cultura miskita tratamos de muchas cosas, de artesanía, dibujo, cuadros, pinturas, etc.
Miskitu ser es una cosa muy importante, una persona, una nación.
So what actually happened was that Oliver North was used as a scapegoat. They blamed him for drugs that were being involved in securing weapons. Well, Oliver North, being the good Marine that he was, wouldn't go against his country, you know. It's my country, right or wrong, and if it's wrong, I'll try to right it, but I'm not going against it. So Oliver North took the blame. He took the heat for that part in the Contra affair.
The American people were never fully informed about the war as to what it was really about and who the players were until the time that there was a conflict, I guess it was in Grenada, and that's when it started appearing in the press to the Americans. And we were told that the United Nations was offering colonization treaties that would protect the Miskitu people and the rest of the people in the Colonos. And that for that, everybody had to give up their arms. But obviously everybody didn't give up their arms, but the Miskitu people did. But we don't know exactly what those promises were. We don't know something. And that's my experience. I mean, I came into the picture way back in the Cuban crisis. And that was my first introduction to Central America. A lot of us could see something like that brewing again down the road. And I think it is today. It is coming around today. But for a long time it lied dormant. So we didn't know.
Que nosotros descendemos desde antes tiempo de Jesucristo, porque venimos de Egipto, o sea que descendemos del lado de Egipto nosotros y conocemos nuestras raíces y nos sentimos orgullosos de esa manera que nosotros tuvimos 280 años de reinado aquí en nuestra nación Miskitu y nunca nos dejamos amedrentar por los españoles que vinieron a invadir, nunca fuimos colonizados, fuimos unos guerreros bravos y ese es un orgullo ser Miskitu.
Okay, you will come. Yes. I need to tell you the last thing is, please help Maskin and all the ex-combatants to them need help. Alright?
Yes.
Because we is the strong for this country, because we is a country. We know it's a town, a little small town. No, we is a country.
To say that they relocated the mosquitoes to protect them from the counter-revolutionary activity of the Sandistas. Here's Father John Samsa, a Capuchin priest who worked with the mosquitoes for 15 years and was in the area during the time of the relocations.
The Sandinistas themselves, by not understanding the Indian and by underestimating them, committed many errors, and they created a hostile people. And therefore, they themselves were forced to make this move, to forcibly move the Indians off the river to save their own skin, not because the Indians were in any danger from Somocista counter-revolutionaries that were attacking them and killing them off. I was in the area. There was no guerrilla activity or counter-revolutionary activity in the area, and nobody was bothering or was going to harm the Indians. And in that movement, many of their leaders escaped. It was only then that the Indians turned against the Sandinistas and decided to take up arms. And I guess no one wants to approve of violence or or fighting or taking up arms, but I think I'll go to bat for the Indians and consider them as freedom fighters and have a right to try to get their lands back, lands where their ancestors are buried. And that's the way I see it.
This crater, which looks like a pond, was created during that bombing raid. 11 civilians died in the bombings. In all, 65 bombs fell on 6 villages in 11 days. During the interview, the old man thought he heard an airplane and became frightened.
Yang nanibad na hapaliraya puro palibalawiran tura yang nanimaya set palibukura set palibal kayang nanitanlo pinane kuk nakad bayaw ibang naray pa pujara.
Palos grandes de pinos, pero una compañía extranjera que vino, inversionistas de Estados Unidos con Inglaterra, vinieron a poner una compañía donde sacaron la raíz del pino y sacaron aceite del pino, sacaron cantidades de barriles por Puerto Cabeza, sacaban para llevar a Estados Unidos, a Inglaterra. Desde ese tiempo no han crecido grandes pinos, solo chiquitillos dejaron, que no han crecido hasta la fecha.
Uling trabil tiba ay saya pipit kakatlukis na kuna perluki waritem ay saya na tao plaba walay saya samna kan trabil ka basika ispel ka no ne babuy yang ratihnya taklak pres kara bal ay kutban kan bawina wel takwaras may basakras nunan tem titan kumula saisit ka kantem kliwi huwet lawna saki brishki mone untara brishdi mani kaya.
Put masin upla umpilan and put masin break and shut masin kawit.
Bal plapi bang si balu le bang te masin palina ni katalata alul kan prawi kan bike.
The broken sewing machines are now good for nothing except anchors.
Yang nani mayri nani timi abuwi baha plapi bang haritem. Ya kana ni diko nani plate nani coil kalope nani shelten tila siso na bridas ka pribalan. Diara kumia po.
When the people returned, they found their houses empty. The Sandinistas had taken their tools, pots and pans, plates, and even their mattresses. Some houses were purposely demolished.
Maestro, tuktan scolding ikan wangka ta tools kanane. Sosta ke latara man yakabe pautang ki ban.
Di ka Bible na ni barakan basot kalki kaili tra basa kucina ni ay tatadiki akabikan. Maha. Dia ba ko kan batem balan haun taunan lakinan ba Bible ba man ay tatadiki ba man kan.
Ay sisa usa. Ko takras ko na ba ko story takisa. Uplana ne balmeta wilke diesel ne laiki bara pauta ne anki kaya usa.
Ba ko man manas daw kan na ako ya saita.
Diesel bari bala isa upla ba wilke mo ne lalo na laiki bara diesel bank upla ba raya melu kaya. Halak kai basika.
Indians and the Sandinistas go back to the 1930s, to the time of Sandino, whose name the modern revolutionaries took. To many Nicaraguans, including those who are fighting against the present-day Sandinistas, he is a great hero, even a saint, because he fought for national independence against the U.S. Marines. However, the mosquitoes have a different image of him due to the harsh treatment they suffered at the hands of some of Sandino's men. This man is demonstrating how people were executed by the notorious Corte de Cumbo. The victim's head was tied with a wire. Then the top of the head was severed with a machete, leaving the base of the brain exposed. Death took long minutes, during which the victim usually spun around helpless, like a headless chicken. Like many other mosquitoes, therefore, he fought with the Marines against Sandino. He was a scout. Moral values and attitudes are instilled at a very young age. The words of this song mean, give your hand to your brother, give your hand. Welcome him, and a brother you will be. Now, with the Sandinistas in power, very different values are being imposed on these young mosquito children.
Because they couldn't control the organization, they couldn't make them Sandinistas and have their own leaders in, the Indians wouldn't let go, they finally took away their school teachers, and this was a grave mistake. As I mentioned, they were well prepared and trained, and they had many of their own school teachers. In all the villages, they had
School lessons themselves are often blatant exercises in Marxist indoctrination. Lesson 1 is on struggle. This lesson teaches that a real woman fights with arms. Here, the child is the pet of the revolution. Even math concepts are illustrated by machine guns and hand grenades. This young gorilla is a Sumo Indian. Sumo and Rama Indians, as well as Creoles, fight alongside the mosquitoes. Under threat of death or jail, he was conscripted into the Sandinista military. While civilians suffer, mosquito resistance trains rigorously in secret Nicaraguan mountain bases. The Sandinistas can't find these bases, so they attack and try to control the only mosquitoes they can catch, the villagers. The mosquitoes are by nature joyful people. During these past days, we've often gone without food, but even under the most difficult conditions, the warriors' morale remains high. They are also in need of medicine. Here in the jungles of Nicaragua, there is no way of getting help until a supply boat comes. This young man will lose his leg.
Kalat kapangira tamamina six manay gatali manay gatuminagra tamaya six miskita mayre kalat kapangira.
Yang miskitus na ba uban lilia orgullo kumbris.
I can't remember. Let me do that.
Bale ako man everything. De sorpresa lo atacaron y tiene aquí están las placas donde está 10 balas lo tiene desde la noche, el jueves por la noche, y desde anoche lo trasladaron hasta ahorita, pues no tiene ni una limpieza ni una inyección, y ya son 3 jóvenes de Santa Clara que se están muriendo por falta de higiene y operación, que necesita sacarle las balas. Eso es lo que dice Julián Tomás Green. Él es un señor de Wisconsin, el pueblito de Wisconsin, pueblo Miskitu. Dice lo mismo como el otro compañero. El jueves a las 7 de la noche los colonos salieron a atacarlo de sorpresa, y como ellos como hombres pues se defendieron, y ese es el resultado, la herida que tiene en la mano. Y ahorita el pueblo está vacío porque todas las mujeres, todos los ancianos, todos los niños, las mujeres se metieron en la montaña, están escondidos. They're doing sniper shots. They're doing sniper. At night he was just coming down the stairs, and then they shot him in the leg. Okay, eso es todo.
Gracias, hermano.
We need to make chains.
About 1:30 in the morning or something like that, we heard some shots fired. And, well, everybody jumped down on the floor out of their beds. We waited in the church until things quieted down. We went out and found out that the people were leaving. Francis Sirpi, they had an escort of, there must have been more than 100 Miskitu militia men. And they were rounding up the people and facilitating their leaving. A lot of them left in the middle of the night and started walking. The bishop and I, when we saw what options were open to us and the fear of perhaps not coming out of the situation alive if we waited for the Sandinista army to come in and maybe not knowing what to expect, would bomb the town or whatever, and we might be killed, we decided to go with the people. The people needed us. We're setting out on a really difficult and trying journey
and we decided to stick with them. It was a free choice. No one forced us to make that choice. We were given freedom in that respect. We set out on this journey, and we've been. It's been hard. It's been difficult for everybody. There's been a lot of marvelous things happening among the people themselves, and the Miskitu Contras, as they're called, really showed extraordinary love and interest in their own people, the way they supported them and helped them and urged them along and tried to make things as easy as possible for them. A lot of the older people had to be carried. One man broke his foot practically in the beginning of the trip and had to be carried the rest of the way. But all sorts of old women and old men too had to be carried on the backs of others, or in hammocks, or in whatever way they could possibly be carried on the back of people. The militia that accompanied us had their radios, of course, and they heard that notice had been sent out internationally that they had abducted us by force and had killed us. Well, that was entirely untrue, because, as I said before, we came voluntarily, and there was no show of malice or any sort of disrespect for us. Everything was not only for us as priests and the other two deacons, but for the whole people as a whole. There was just an extraordinary consideration for everybody. We heard too, by listening to the radio, reports by the Sandinistas themselves that were sending out soldiers to follow us, and their intention was to bring back the bishop and I dead, so that they could show the world that the Miskitu militia had killed us, and after they abducted us, which was entirely untrue. And we were molested during the whole trip by groups of Sandinistas that tried to recapture the people, and perhaps more especially to capture the bishop and I and the deacons.
Nanibis na ba? Yang sikis, yang sari takis na yan. Yang liliapus na nara kay krisem yang nani. Bara bibi kilupyan na ni bibi lupyan na ni sari ba manini ba manon sila. Litas ki din man, litas ki palitin man. Bara yang nani, nakikat kam naki.
Government regional.
Government. Kita dukyaran namin it government trama kabis na kalbibi.
Regional Daniel
Dukyaran tan pinaninawas tan rizdiara sa kiyay kabis. Kabis bribangkis na bakaw bahaka sukabarak sukaw sabit saura bribangkis na
Daiwanum pirana